So, in this video, I'm actually going to be assembling the computer. This is part 2 of my Building a Computer series, and if you haven't seen part 1, you should go back and see that. That's just me going over all the parts before I start building. Anyway, in that video, before I start, I wanted to tell you about something that I mentioned in that video. I was talking about how I wasn't sure how you mount the fans to this. Well, I figured out how, and you don't have to poke holes through this or anything like I was saying. There are actually these little plastic clips there that just clip onto the fans, and there's little nubs that sort of fit into the screw hole on the fan. And so that's how you mount those. And this just plugs right into there, and the cables can go into the side there. So that's how that works. And now I'm gonna get the power supply out of its box, and I'll get that in the case. Let's get this thing opened up. There we go. Comes with a whole bag full of cables. See that? Those off to the side. Yep, those are cables, alright. And in here is the actual power supply itself. There it is. It's got some of the cables that are already attached to it, and some right here that you have to plug in. And if you don't use all these cables, you don't have to plug them all in, so there's not like a ton of cable clutter inside your case. So that's pretty nice. Alright, now I'm going to get the case and bring it up here, and I'll put this inside. Here's the case, and I'm going to put it right in here. And I have 4 little screws that'll hold this power supply in place. It came with the case. So, I'm going to take this and put the fan downwards so that it can draw air in from underneath here, because that's what that little slot is for. And I'm going to put it in its place. And now all I gotta do is get a screwdriver and screw these in. That one works. That's one in. Shit. Dropped the screw. Found it. I found it. It's 2 in. And three in, and last but not least, 4. all the screws in. Make sure they're tightened down. Yep, looks like it. And power supply is in place. So, I'm actually going to plug this in. Why am I doing that? Well, this, I think it's the one in the middle anyway. One of these plugs connects to the ground, which is that one right there, and that connects to the building ground, and will ground this whole case. Why do I want that? Because when you're working on electronics, you do not want static electricity getting in the way, because it can mess stuff up. So yeah. Oh, and specifically you want this to be turned off when you're working on it, because that will disconnect the power wires, but it will not disconnect the ground. The ground stays intact. So I'm just going to plug this in, and after that I will attach the anti-static wrist strap to somewhere on the case that is not painted, if I can find a place, or just the ground somewhere, and then I'll start working with the motherboard. Where did I put it? Crap. Oh. It's over there. Alright, the case is actually behind me right now, but I am grounded, and I'm going to get the motherboard and put it out here. And here it is. It's in its box. It came with some cables and a DVD with drivers on it, which I probably won't use. Well, I know I won't use because I don't have a DVD drive in this computer. It is inside an anti-static bag. So, gotta take it out. And first get this cardboard box out of the way. Open on this side, so we're gonna slide this out carefully. There it is. There's the RAM slots, the CPU slot, slots for the graphics card and expansion cards. All the things a good motherboard should have. Or all the things an actual basically functional motherboard should have. These are the heat sinks for, I believe, the circuitry that delivers power to the CPU. I don't remember what that's called, there's a term for it. But that's what those heat sinks are there for. And here are just the ports on the back side of the motherboard. It also comes with a an I/O shield, I believe is what it's called. It just goes over those ports when you put it inside the case. So, next thing you do is you get the CPU and put it in there. Get out of the way. Awesome. Yeah, I'm really pleased that I'm finally getting to build my own computer. here is the CPU in its little box. I'm going to take it out and show you. Sandwiched between two layers of plastic, apparently. This is actually the first time I've opened this actual box, so I'm going to be pretty careful with it. And there it is. Pick it up only by its edges, because I do not want to get stuff on these pins. See, it's got basically an array of pins. I believe it's just pin grid array is what that's called. Go figure. And I'm going to be putting it into the socket. I'm going to get the camera off here. I'm going to put that down first. And I'm going to get the camera off like that. Okay. Now, it has to go in there in a very specific orientation. So you have to line up that corner with that corner. The one that has a little triangle cut out of it. But first, before you actually put it in there, you have to lift this little lever up. I would be lying if I didn't say, if I said that I wasn't nervous right now. I can't talk. Yeah. Focus on putting the CPU in, Sarr, not on babbling. Alright. That's in there. And there it goes. Now you might notice that there were two little plastic ridge things right here. I've actually taken them off. They are removable. They are what certain type of heat sinks mount onto. Well, not the stock heatsink. The stock heatsink mounts directly onto these little screw holes, which attach to a backing plate, which is on the other side of this board right now. The stock heatsink comes with it in the box. Well, as might be implied by the fact that it's called a stock heatsink. And it's got a little bit of thermal paste on it already. And you need thermal paste to help get the heat off of the CPU and into the heatsink, and then out into the air. And this will go on like that, basically. But that's going to be a bit delicate to do, and I don't think I'm going to record that. So I'll be back when I have the heatsink actually installed. The heatsink is installed, and the last thing I need to do is attach this, which is the wire powering the fan, to the pin on the motherboard that says CPU fan 1. I don't know if you can read that on the camera in the actual video, but that's what it says. This oriented in a specific way. There's little notches there. So you just gotta stick it on there. Alright, it's on. Next, I need to install the RAM.